What is going on, guys? Sid here with another episode of 5-Minute Boss Battles. And guys, in today's video, we are going to be touching one of the greatest arcade platformers of all time. This game came out in 2010 by the name of Super Meat Boy. Guys, if you don't know about this game, you need to know about this game. It needs to be a staple in your casual gameplay experience or even in your long play experience. Guys, this game is a cult classic. Not just a cult classic. This game has won so many damn awards, right? Throughout the years. Guys, this game starts off super simple, right? But then it gets progressively harder, insanely difficult after, you know, you finish the first couple levels in the chapter. But guys, the game is so brilliantly made. The developers definitely knew what they were doing when they made this game, because it simulates the arcade feel of the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, right? It really does hammer home a concept. It hammers home the feel that you need in an arcade game. And guys, it rose to cult classic status a long time ago. I played this game probably about 6 years ago, right? But it was one of the best experiences, casual and, you know, what's the opposite of casual, right? Super nerdy, right? I don't know. I'm blanking right now because I'm just getting up. I'm getting my coffee, right? But it's one of the hard. It goes from casual to hardcore, right? Like nobody's business, right? The levels get progressively harder to clear, and you're basically Super Meat Boy, and you're trying to rescue your girlfriend, Bandage Girl, right? You're trying to rescue her through the levels and through the chapters from Dr. Fetus. And guys, the game's amazing. It's such a brilliant. It's so unique. It's such a novel gameplay experience. It's not even funny. It's just that damn good, right? And you're seeing me clear the levels fast, and that's because this isn't my first go around with the game. But I was like, I got up, and two things came across my mind. I was like, okay, so we're gonna play another arcade game today. We're gonna take a step back from spooky season specials, and we're gonna go back to 5-minute boss battles. But I'm like, which boss battle should I choose, or should I just do spooky season specials, right? So it was between this or Ghouls and Ghosts, right? And eventually we're gonna get to Ghouls and Ghosts, right? But I'm dreading that game. So how I came across the idea to touch upon Super Meat Boy today was because Ghouls and Ghosts is one of the most difficult arcade games in existence, and I was dreading the experience, right? Because your reflexes and your timing has to just be up there naturally, right? I was like, oh, okay, so how can I progressively just start prepping for, you know, the 2D side-scrolling again at a very high, at a very high level in terms of like reflexes, right? And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me touch Super Meat Boy first, right? Let me start building back up my reflexes to like the insane levels that you need for the other arcade games that I'm eventually gonna touch upon, right? So, guys, we're playing Super Meat Boy, and I told you, the game if you guys are new to the game, right? If you guys have never heard about, odds are you have heard about it because it was given as a free game on the PlayStation Network. But if you guys aren't on the PlayStation Network, if you're on a different platform altogether, right? I think it's available across all platforms, right? And it's dirt cheap, right? It's either free to dirt cheap, right? And guys, you need to play this game, right? When you need to sit down and relax from games like FUT, like FIFA Ultimate Team, when you need to relax from some of the more grind intensive games, Super Meat Boy is right up there with the best of them, right? When you want a casual to hyper difficult gameplay experience, Super Meat Boy is your game, right? I remember another thing about this game, right? Probably like 6 years ago at this point, I just had this game, right, in my console downstairs. And I just go downstairs, and my cousin's there, right? One of my baby cousins, he's there. And he's just fully immersed in this game, just clearing levels like no one's business, right? And I was just like, yup, right? Like, the only thing in my head was, yup, because that's how the game leaves you feeling, right? The game leaves you feeling, you know, like, holy crap, I'm doing something amazing, right? And I'm just clearing levels like no one's business, right? But it's so fun. It's so they really got the difficulty, right? The progression of difficulty down pat, right? They got it down solid, right? The game is just that damn good. Feels like an 80s game, feels like a 90s game, but it moves. It moves like a game that came out in the late 2000s, right? The responsiveness is high class. It's a super well polished game. I cannot stress that enough. Critics have lauded this game. Right? They said only good things about this game, right? It's some people say it's one of the best games ever made, and you know what? That's when things get very subjective. For me, I would say Metal Gear Solid, right? Metal Gear Solid, or for nostalgia purposes, I would probably say Comedy Zone for me, right? Because those games, they tie into my childhood, right? And 5-minute boss battles is pretty much nostalgia related, right? For the most part. So if you guys are new to the concept of 5-minute boss battles, right? If you guys are just watching, if this is your first video, so the concept of 5-minute boss battles is pretty straightforward, right? If the bosses are in the level, right? If the bosses in the game, in the specific level, right, are anywhere within the range of 5 to 10 minutes, right? Under 0 to 5, with a max of 10 minutes, we are going to definitely feature the boss, right? So that's the concept of 5-minute boss battles, but it does have a nostalgia feel. It has to have a nostalgia feel to it, right? Whether it be personal to me, which is highly subjective, right? Because I will say, oh my god, this game feels so old school, and to somebody else that's like really young, right? Like that's not a millennial, they'll be like, what are you talking about? This, you know, like, I played this game yesterday or something like that, right? Or I don't even know about this game. What are you talking about? What are you, an old dinosaur? Right? You can get the opposite of reactions depending on, you know, whatever. You get what I'm saying. So in any case, guys, look at this. We're already up to the final boss in chapter 1, right? So we're in the forest, right? Super Meat Boy's looking for Bandage Girl, right? And Dr. Fetus is just like burning down the damn forest, right? Because he's just a douche, right? And the game is so cute. It's so immersive. It's so cute. It has a feel, right? It definitely has a feel where everything seems so simplistic, but it's really not. And this level is so damn difficult to clear, right? So this is the first boss battle, and guys, I have to apologize. My reflexes were not on point when I was running through chapter 1 when I decided, let's jump into this game, right? And if my reflexes aren't up to par, right, for Super Meat Boy at this stage, right, I'm just dreading, right, Ghouls and Ghosts for spooky season specials, right? So, yeah, so like we are gonna touch a lot of 2D platformers and a lot of side scrollers, but yeah, guys, I definitely wanted to feature Super Meat Boy. And look at this, look at this. I am not doing well here. I am not doing well one bit. But the game is so damn dope, right? And the fact that you get infinite, like you have infinite lives, it makes your life so much more simpler, right? And you can see, you can track your progress. If you're looking carefully and you're new to Super Meat Boy, you can track your progress by the meat stains that Super Meat Boy leaves behind, right? So you're gonna see where you made an error, where you've touched on the map, right? And it's gonna show you how to better your progress, hopefully, on the next go-around, right? Which is immediately after, right? But it's fully immersive, right? When you're playing, you're in a flow state. When you're playing this game, you are flowing, right? You're nothing less than flowing. Your mind is pretty much concentrating, right, on this. And guys, I made a stupid mistake right there, and I just want to scream, right? And I'm like, yo, I gotta clear this level. I gotta clear this level, right? And yeah, I made it look way harder. I could have probably did a better run through of this, but it's introductory, right? In essence, it's introductory. I'm not looking to master Super Meat Boy. I'm not looking to master like the other games like Comic Zone anymore. Like that's my childhood, right? I'm not looking to master Vector Man or Decap Attack or any of the horror-related genre games, any of the 5-minute boss battle games. I'm looking to play it and revisit a specific time in my life. And that's gonna be different for everyone, right? Everyone's gonna have a different feel and different emotions elicited from the games that we play, right? That's just, and you're gonna have different emotions, right? Long story short, for me, Metal Gear Solid, right? The whole Metal Gear Solid lineup definitely has a soft spot in my heart because it touched upon a time period when I absolutely love games. I have strong memories tied to those games. But Super Meat Boy, outside of FUT and outside of those types of games where it demands a dumb amount of time, for a game that I barely spent any time in, Super Meat Boy does a lot of things well, and it left a lasting impact, right? In terms of my gaming experience in the past 20 to 25 years. Go figure. Go figure. But guys, we finished this level, and it was just so funny to see, right? It gets super dark really fast, right? But guys, this has been Sid with another episode of 5 Minute Boss Battles. Peace, love, all the blessings to you and yours. We clear Chapter 1 again. Cheers.